If you still worked at Project Veritas, I don't know. I got very little sympathy for you. They came after founder and leader James O'Keefe. They tried to strip him of everything he built. And there were people who were party to the knives in the back of James O'Keefe who signed a letter calling him out. So I just have to say, I'm not calling out anyone individually because I don't know who, but to all the people who stabbed James in the back and have now lost their jobs, I don't know, schadenfreude, like this is what you deserve. Did you think that this organization could survive without the man who built it and was doing the hard work and making the sacrifices to keep it up and running? These people firmly believed they were the ones doing it all. And surprise, surprise, the moment you betray your leader, all the money's gone. They bring in a shark who then nukes you. Okay.
Yeah, it's been a wild year. Do you guys remember that coup at Project Veritas? The thing that stands out to me the most is that letter that was signed by like 16 employees. They had all these, they said that James is a tyrant. He does all these terrible things. And they had all these examples. One was that this donor felt like, he hadn't been friendly to her or something. And then afterwards, that donor was like, that's not what happened. That's not it at all. Like,
yeah, he was like short with some woman. And then they were like, what are you talking about? James was perfectly polite.
It was totally fine.
He stole a woman's sandwich.
So this group of people that said we can do it without him thought they could also hold on to the donors who were paying for James O'Keefe, right?
That organ. I mean, it was called Project Veritas, but it was James O'Keefe.
Yeah.
I mean, so the second he's gone, what are you donating to? I mean, it was his investigative journalism and tactics that people were watching. He was the face of it. The second that he was gone, I just don't understand what they thought would happen.
Especially,
so, I mean, today, I know you said this, that, according to the reporting, they were fired. They weren't fired. I mean, the bottom line is they ran out of money. I mean, I don't know the finances, but like, let's stop kidding around. Once he left, it dried up. And at some point they said, we can't pay you anymore. Call it what you will.
Well, and why didn't they lead off with firing their development team? Development people are supposed to raise money.
I think they have money, but I think money's not coming in. Because if you look at their 990s, they had millions of dollars. And so what's probably happened is they probably looked at the finances and said, we got no donors. We got a couple million in the bank. At this rate, we will be totally, we'll be defunct insolvent in 6 months. So they're like, okay, fire everybody now, and Veritas will function to some degree for a few years.
But the funny thing is, I do believe, and obviously the O'Keefe Media Group that he started, these people bought into a mission. Okay, they wanted to see things exposed without the Project Veritas being any kind of an alternative, which right now this is actually going to be a boon for him, I think, because they're going to go, okay, let's just go back to basics. I mean, maybe he stole someone's sandwich, but the bottom line is, but the point is, like, here's what we've invested in to begin with. Let's go back to the OG.
Yeah, I think the employees actually that are getting fired might actually go work for O'Keefe Media Group, and it's like,
no, they will.
Is he going to have a back?
They might want to go work for O'Keefe Media Group,
but James,
he's going to do his own little investigative journalism and be like, I have a video of you, a tweet from you, and an email from you, and you're not working for me.
It reminds me of Alexander the Great when he was on campaign. His men just got to the point where they were fed up. We're like, we're leaving, and he was like, fine, leave. So they all. He gave a speech, and he was like, get out, go home, tell him you left me here. And then a couple days went by, and the men realized what they'd done, and they went back to Alexander and begged to be let back
because they were starving and lost. And
maybe he gave this rousing speech, and they all realized what they would really be leaving. And
here's what I think.
The speech is pretty incredible, and so he took them back. He's like, you're all my brothers.
This reminds me. This has a touch of an element of leftism, entitlement, arrogance. James O'Keefe starts this organization. He sacrifices. He gets raided by the feds. He gets sued over and over again. He's the tip of the spear. He's the front face, the front man of this organization, taking all the heat and working nonstop.